what does Daily Journal Corporation do? So they are a company that provides information for the legal system. So they have journals that they put out daily in places like Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Jose, Orange County, Arizona. They have a southwestern kind of flair, but they are represented across the country. And basically, what these journals are is they're legal summaries of court cases, of anything going on in the legal profession in those particular counties. It's not a newspaper like you and I think of when we think of a newspaper. It's more of a daily a rag, if you want, to use an old term, that helps inform people in the legal profession and in some cases real estate about different things that are going on in that particular sector or profession. It's a subscription based publication. I believe the current subscription rate is around $870 a year. So it's not cheap. But if you're dealing with law firms, I guess you can have a higher price point. It is available in print as well as online subscriptions. The company has two segments that they operate out of. They have the Daily Journal, so the physical or subscription print for the legal portion. They also have an e-file sector of their business. And this is I guess, the growing part of the business. So what this does, again, it caters to the legal system. So they have different software systems and related products like eCourt, eProsecutor, eDefender, eProbation. You kind of get where I'm going with that. And these help those different people, the prosecutors or people in the legal profession, follow and track all the different court cases that they may be working on or may be assigned, and helps them kind of communicate between each other. And so that's the growing part of the business. The newspaper or the legal part of it is a bit of a struggle. The company, if you look at the revenues for the company over the last 5 years, 10 years, it's growing, but the portion of that growing, particularly the last 2 years, last 2 or 3 years, is actually coming from the subscription base or the e-file section of the business. The other part of the business, even Charlie was saying in the last meeting that he hopes it outlasts him, but he's not confident it will. It's going to be interesting to see how the company pivots. It's not a small company. I mean, the market cap is 433 million, so that's not small. It's not peanuts, but it's not a big company either. Their geographic reach is kind of narrow. And so they don't really go much outside of, on the newspaper side of it, they don't go outside of the Southwest. The e-file portion of the business, however, is in 42 different states around the country. And that's where that brings them in direct competition to a company I talked about not too long ago called Tyler Industries, who focuses mostly on this particular segment. So Daily Journal is kind of going up against them. And that's kind of like me trying to compete with Microsoft in trying to create a cloud business. It's definitely David and Goliath. So that's one of the things that I think the company is going to struggle with, is to gain a foothold against Tyler Industries, because they're kind of the leader in that business. If we
do you mean based on a revenue perspective, the revenues that Daily Journal gets from that segment is much lower than Tyler?
Yeah, it's incremental it's infinitesimal compared to what Tyler Industries is producing. You also have to look at the sheer number of accounts that Tyler Industries has, as well as the expertise that they bring. Tyler's been doing this for about 50 years. Daily Journal is newer to this. And so Tyler definitely has a first mover advantage. They also have all the relationships that they've built, not only on the state level and the federal level, but also on the local levels. And as they continue to build that out, it just kind of leads to more and more conversions for Tyler Industries. And when the different cities or different communities reach out to find out who's working with who, if they're working with Tyler and they have a good relationship with them, then those people are going to recommend them to other people. And it just kind of builds on itself. So Daily Journal definitely has an uphill battle in that respect.